We're going through.
Good morning and welcome to Who is Who. I'm your host, Mario Lopez. Every day we listen to music and entertainment through this medium. We are talking about radio. One of the local stations here in Laredo is Big Buck Country 98.1 FM. And today we are honored to have an on-air personality. His name is Eliseo Ceja. Thank you, Eliseo, for coming
Thank
with
you,
us.
Mario. So good to be here.
Where are you from, Eliseo?
I'm from Laredo, Texas, locally.
Really?
Yeah.
What university are you attending and what are you studying?
I'm currently attending Texas A&M International University, TAMU, and I am studying criminal justice.
And what are you doing in a radio station?
In a radio station, I'm currently the evening drive DJ.
Mm-hmm.
It's a whole bunch of fun. When the first time I went in as a Saturday night DJ, Saturday night from 6 p.m. all the way to 12 a.m. And then I guess they got trust in me, if you will, and they put me once again in the Sunday night shift. So I was from 6 p.m. to 12 a.m. on Saturdays and Sundays, which was a whole bunch of fun. Later towards the hour, you get a bunch of calls that are just so much fun and that just keep it real live. And after that, I got a great opportunity. I got thrown into the evening drive Monday through Friday, which was the current position that I have now, which is phenomenal. I just have a lot of fun.
Tell me a little bit about your experience as a radio personnel.
As a radio personnel. Well, like I said, I started off weekend DJ only, and I really felt like if I was going to stay like that for a really good while, but within 2 months, they moved me up to being a weekday DJ. And so I work Monday through Friday. And then on Saturdays or Sundays, and even Monday through Friday during the day, they'll throw me into what's called a remote. And so what it is broadcasting live out in the streets of Laredo, wherever really they sent you, and you have a certain message to get across. And in reality, those remotes are a lot harder to do, or not harder, but they're just a lot more elaborate on what you have to be talking about. Let's say we're live at Mike's Weston, where we cannot be talking about the weather outside. We cannot be talking about a certain accident that happened out in I-35. We have to be focused. Mike's Weston, where this is the boots that they have in sale, this is the jeans that they have in sale, this is, you know what I mean? And so I think going out to remotes is probably one of my biggest shocks experience that I had, because it was live, it was there, it was at that very place, and it happened so rushed. Everything was just happening. And before you knew it, I was under a minute and I had done my remote. So I think that was one of my more precious memories or precious experiences in radio thus far, having to do a remote, which is rushed and a whole lot of fun.
Thank you. When we come back, we will know more the secrets of Eliseo here in Big Buck Country. Nice.
Very nice.
I want to do that.
It's a whole bunch of fun.
The Aristocrats Men Collection by Hex. Find out all the details and information at hex.com. coming soon.
Difficult to get to your position, Eliseo?
Is it difficult to get to my position? No. As a radio personnel or where I am now?
Where you are now.
Where I am now. A radio personnel is not difficult at all. It's all about having fun. That's the most important thing ever. And relaying the message that you have to relay. To get to the position I am is not difficult at all. I definitely got there in a matter of 2 months. I was working with For Big Buck Country for 2 months. After those 2 months, they moved me up to evening drive weekdays. It is not difficult at all, but the most important thing is time management. And it is crazy and unbelievable to know how precious time is in radio or in any communication outlet, just because time is money. And so that's probably the most difficult thing to do, time management. So everything has a time, everything has an hour, that everything has to be played. A commercial has to be played at 9:30. If a commercial doesn't play at 9:30, then that's bad. You know what I mean? So that's probably the most difficult thing, is time management, having to keep up with the log, having to keep up with what's coming next, what's not supposed to run, and what's supposed to run. Maybe something isn't there that is supposed to be there. That's, having to run around, having to do, hey, you know what, this production or this commercial isn't in, let me go put it in, and then having to come back and make sure it's playing at 9:30, make sure it's playing at the right time, you know what I mean? And so I think that's probably one of the most interesting, and it's real rushed. That's what I love about it. It's real rushed, and it's real difficult to have to run around, do a whole bunch of things, and then still be on air, still go live and talk about certain things that we have to talk about. So it's not difficult at all. It's just a lot of time management, and it's a lot of running around. Oh snap, I need to do this. Oh snap, I need to do this. All while I'm doing this. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, that's probably the most difficult thing to do.
At this age, Eliseo, what role does your family what role has in your life?
In my life, they are everything that I have in my life, I'd like to say. I'm a big family person, huge family person. I love my family. There is no doubt about Sundays being together. Sundays are definitely family Sundays. Back when I had my Sunday shift from 6 p.m. to 12 a.m., it's crazy. My dad doesn't listen to country music, nor does my mom. But they had 98.1 bumping out of their radio at nights. They're doing cookouts, but they had me on. And I think they're the ones that push me the most. When I feel like if I don't like to say not good enough, but when I feel like if there's something too difficult for me to do in radio, they make it seem like if it's impossible, like if it's not impossible, to do. They make it seem everything, they make everything seem so easy and almost not impossible to do. They really push me out there. They really push me to be the best I can, and that's, I think, the biggest role that any family member could ever have. So I think my family is a big part of my life.
What are some problems you see in a radio station?
Some of the problems, one too many. It's fun, man. It is so much fun, but it is just extremely rushed. It's extremely rushed. There's no editing. There's no going back. Oh snap, I said the wrong word. Let me go back and edit this. Everything is live, everything is there, and everything's happening right now, right this moment. Right now, you're listening, what time is it, 9 a.m.? You're listening to TJ. If TJ says something that he wasn't supposed to say, there's no taking it back. There's that, and that's what's been said, and that's what was said. So that's probably one of the, what was the question? One of the most
difficult things.
One of the most difficult things you see in radio is definitely the fact that it's live, that it's there. There's no taking back. There's no going back. There's no editing process. Of course, there's production. Commercials are definitely edited to perfection. But when you're live, there's no editing. There's no going back to what was said. And I love it. Don't get me wrong. I love the fact that it's live, it's there, and it's going on right now. But it's the fact that I might have said something at the wrong hour. I might have said something a little too much. I might have given credit a little too much for a certain person, which I shouldn't have. And that's probably the most difficult thing that I have to face too.
Thank you. When we come back, we will know more about Eliseo.
Your man on the road, he doing promos. Come and send your friends home. Keep on trying to hide it, but your friends know. I only call you when it's half-past, but the only time that I be by your side, I only love it when
Anxiety is awful.
It's horrible.
It feels like you're someone completely different.
Like the world is slowing down.
Like you're not in your body and you felt yourself leave.
You can feel your heart pounding in your chest.
Like you're fighting the world for one gasp of air. And like each breath is your last.
Back to some great country music. How about something by Mr. Gabe Garcia? Country looks good on you. Big Buck Country 98.1.
How do you get to Big Buck Country, Eliseo?
How do I get to Big Buck Country? Well, you drive down Jackman and then you take a... No, I'm just messing with you, man. How did I get there? I attended this beautiful school called Vidal M. Trevino.
Really?
And
I don't know about that. School.
yeah. And I was in the radio and TV program.
By any chance, do you have Mr. Alma's teacher?
Yeah, I actually did have
she's
Mr.
really good.
Isn't she cool?
Yeah.
And so I was part of the radio and TV program, and we have this great festival called the LAREDO Makes History, LAREDO Media and Film Festival. It was great, and it was awesome. And I met Mr. Spinning Chris Garza, which is the production director, I guess, if you will, for Big Buck Country. He was there, and he was having a talk about how it is to be in radio. I had no idea how it was to be in radio, but it was fun. That's all I knew. You know what I mean? And so I guess I should backtrack a little how I got to love radios. I used to listen a lot to a radio personnel called El Bird, El Pájaro. One of the best, I think one of the best DJs Laredo has ever seen, Pájaro, El Segundo Locutor. He's unbelievably awesome. I'm really in love with his work, and so that was the thing that drove me into loving radio, into wanting to doing radio, you know what I mean? And so sure enough, Spinning Chris Garza comes to this festival. I talked to him with the most confidence I had. I have no idea how I brought this confidence upon me. And so I went up to Spinning and told him, hey, do you have any positions open? Just like that. It was just like that. And I don't know, I have no idea how I had the confidence in me to nudge that manly and tell him, hey, do you have any positions open? And sure enough, he came back the next day and he's like, you were at the right time. You were at the right place at the right time. Sure enough, I went in for an interview with the boss. I dropped my voice, and that same weekend I was on air Saturday evening.
Whoa.
It all happened a lot faster than I thought. And it was that fast, and sure enough, backtrack to the first story I told you about El Bird. El Bird is now actually my coworker, which is unbelievably awesome. I see him running around sometimes, and I almost wanted like, hey, you're my hero. But that's almost impossible. So that's how I got to radio. That was, it was real simple, it was real fast, and I think my confidence was what got me to that place. My confidence into just going up to this man and saying, hey, I have no idea what your real name is. All I know is that they call you Spinning Chris Garza on the air, and I want to show, you know, I want time on air. And sure enough, he saw the confidence in me, and he's like, hey, man, you're on. You know what I mean? It was that fast and that easy.
What advice can you give to the new generation that wants to become a radio personal?
Read a lot. Read so much. Read until you cannot read anymore. Everything you say on the radio is, of course, prepared for you, or you have to prepare something called show prep. But what you have to, endeavor is the fact that everything is supposed to be said properly. And so if you're kind of, I don't even want to say illiterate, but if you are illiterate, it's not going to go good. You know what I mean? And so everything is said. You have to read everything before. So read as much as you can and know how to use your time, because time is money in radio, in the radio station world. Time is money. and know what your time is, know when you have to say it, and know the log. If we have daily logs, know your log before you go on air. Get there. You know, I go in at 6. I try to get there at 6:45. I read through the log and know what I'm supposed to be saying at what time, what commercials have to be on there and stuff like that. So know the times and know how to manage your time, especially.
Anything else you want to add, Eliseo?
About myself or about radio?
Whatever.
About anything. Radio is so much fun, y'all. I love radio and I love the rush of it, and it's just very. You just have to take it all in because it just happens before your eyes, where you're, before you know it, that on-air lights turn on. Before you know it, you turned on your air and you're now being listened around Laredo, around Zapata, around Cotula. We have people listening in through the online social media, through the app. From I get calls from Mexico. I get calls from Nashville. I get calls from California, and so I'm worldwide. You know what I mean? And so as soon as you turn that button on, as soon as that on-air light goes on, you're on, you know? And I love that rush. It's fun.
It seems really fun, Eliseo.
It is so much fun. I love it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mario. Thank you so much for having me.
And thank you for turning, and we will see you in 2 weeks with more of Who's Who in Laredo. Enjoy your holidays, and Mario, and have a nice day. Thank you.